Hey everybody, Sherry, Desert Rest, Nevada, and I just wanted to show you an update of all the exciting things that were going on. This is my egg haul for today. 2 beautiful pink eggs. And lots of fun stuff have been going on. So we're going to go out my front door. And today is Thursday, December 11th. Oh, there we go. And here's the driveway. And the solar panel. That's the array that was built. Where is it? There it is. Was built for the well pump, which, look at that big old mound of dirt. And the beautiful tractor. And this belongs to neighbor Jim. He's been over digging and getting ready to put the well pump in. We are doing the preparations. So we're going to go around this way. And there's the wellhead right there. And he dug this hole. And this is, he's 6, I think he's 6'2". And when he was down in this hole, his head barely reached the top. So this is, about a 6-foot hole. Down in there is the casing for the well. So it goes from the ground, and that is probably 5 feet. So kind of giving you an estimate of what's going on. And he exposed that side of the well casing in order to put in a pitless adapter. And the pitless adapter will allow the water to drain after it's pumped down that far down the pipe. That way it's below the frost line. And the pitless adapter allows for a line to come out this way, come out this way, and then somewhere in here next to the yellow shed, we're going to put, it's not called a faucet, but that's kind of like what it is. It is hydrant. So this is, I think it's a 5-foot tall hydrant, and might be taller than that. But that's going to attach to the pitless, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The pitless adapter is going to be attached to some water pipe that's going to come out next to the shed, and then the hydrant's going to come up there. And then also we're going to run a water pipe from there all the way up the hill see where that trailer is up there? That's the top corner of my property. So I'm going to have water totes up there. So the pump will pump water all the way up there, and then it'll gravity feed down this hill and come into my trailer, and go down to, oh, that's a big fat squirrel. Go down to the Chicky Babes' house, and that's where the garden structure's gonna be. And so that's the plan for today. So that's what we have gotten right now. Those solar panels right there are eventually going to move right to, I can't see the board from where I'm standing, but right to about the end of my trailer. And they are going to be there to help keep my trailer powered, also the Bluetti box, and whatever else we decide needs to go. We tarped my trailer, but we did that a few weeks ago. That way we don't have to worry about the rain this year. See how dirty my truck is? Be prepared, folks. If you don't like dirt, don't move off grid. I actually got pulled over a few days ago by the local sheriff because I had not cleaned off my license plate, and he couldn't read it because it was so dirty. He was really nice about it, though. He says, I can't read your license plate. And I went, I know, I'm sorry, I just haven't had a chance to take it to the car wash. So he says, I'll let you off with a warning. And I go, thank you, I'll go. And I went straight to Flying J gas station and used their squeegee and stuff to clean off at least the license plate on the rear. So, and then also, look, doesn't that look different? John's been here. If you're looking for a handyman and you live in my area, John is fabulous. He's got a young family, and look at the chipmunk on the step underneath there. And he's got his own business, and he comes out and does handyman work. And if he has not done the work that you need done, then he finds somebody who can help him and teach him, and he'll give you a discount on the rate, which is awesome. He's just an excellent person to work with. So, this is what we've done. There's the original Chicky Babe mansion, and this is the new Chicky Babe mansion, which is basically the same building I just had it set back one section so that wouldn't have to move a whole bunch of stuff. And then next to this one, I haven't decided whether I'm going to go for the same size. Might be one size bigger for the garden. But the that box was attached to the temporary Chicky Babe building right there on the back of it. And we put it in here, and that's going to become the new Chicky Babe sleeping place, new mansion. And there's that's gonna go in those. There's 4 of those baskets, and they're going to become the nesting boxes. And John is coming back on Saturday. Hey, Chicky Babes. How you guys doing? Come on, look out. Here I come. You're not coming in out the door. No, no, no. 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 Buttercup, did you get out? Oh, Buttercup. Buttercup, get in here. Elvis, get in here. Jesus, like herding cats or herding children. So what's going to happen is all of these Chicky Babes are going to go into the new coop. And look how big that dino chicken is. They're just growing up. And hi, dino chicken. This next box, John's going to build another one just like it for the new building next door. And then Snow and all of his dino chicks, I'm just going to open the doors to this mansion, and they're going to stay in this building. And then Elvis and Smoke and Buttercup, Blossom, and the 2 dino chicks, they're all going to move next door. Now, before I put them in there, I need to put a layer of dirt down, and then on top of that, I'm going to put a layer of straw, just like I did in here. And that will be our new setup. There's Elvis. He's checking out the nesting box. Let's see, is there an egg in there? I pulled the 2 eggs that we started out with. I already pulled 1 out of that box and 1 out of that one. But I haven't pulled a green egg yet today, which I believe is from Buttercup. All right. Everybody be nice. There's their, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a pretty deep hole. And that's where they take their dust baths. Hi, you guys. See my friends. So, that's what's happening at the Chicky Babe place. new new accommodations, and tomorrow we'll be putting the chickens in there. Let those guys out, just open their doors so that they can get out and run in here after I've moved Smoke and his flock over to the new building. And that's going to be their house back there. And then tomorrow, John's not going to come tomorrow. But, okay, everybody, back up so I can go out the door. Go on. Nobody's coming out but me. So, that's what's been happening here the last couple of days. And I've been getting 2 and 3 eggs a day. Usually 1 green and then 2 pink. So there's 2 different chickens that are laying. I'm going to do a walk around on this building. Now all of these white ones I'm going to clip. I mean, there's no use in paying someone to go around and clip those. So that way he can concentrate on the important stuff. And here's the back. And what we did to reinforce this for the dogs is we put that wire mesh. And I have 2 or 3 different sizes, only because that's what I had on hand. And we put this in, this T-post in right here, and then I wired it to the back of this house, so that would help keep holding it up in the wind. And then, as you can tell, I'll back up so that you can see, this building sticks out 1 section further than the original chicken house. And still got to put tarp over the top. Hi, Snow. Yeah, they're still kind of freaked out. They're like, how come we can see through my back door here? I'm going to be putting up piece of plywood here. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go all the way across the back or whether it's just going to be here in order to give these Chicky Babes some a windbreak. Huh? Those dino chicks cracked me up. So there's that. Now that little chicken that's in here, she's pretty much healed up. But after what happened to the last chicken that I let out, which I came out the next morning and she'd been beat up so bad that she did not survive. So I'm not sure how to go about introducing her to the flock. See how beautiful the dino chicks are becoming? So big. I think those two may be the ones that are laying the pink eggs. And then the red chicken there, which is Buttercup, she's laying the green. So, and then on this side is my future garden bed, and I'm starting it with Hugelkultur stuff. That green plastic tote's not gonna stay. It just kind of works out to keep it from being blown away by the wind. And then this cardboard, I'll be pulling the tape off of and cleaning it up, and then putting more wood and dead branches. And so that's gonna happen in the next few weeks. See, I've got a following. What you guys doing? Yeah. So that's what's been happening here at Desert Rest. This box is going to go into the garden bed as well. And then I am also considering putting a compost pile in each of the Chicky mansions. I need to fix this door. There we go. And then that way they can who is that? That's a dino chicken up there. Buttercup's ready to lay her eggs. This is usually about the time of day. So we got the second building put up. Just have to put the tarps over it, which would be easy for me to do. Walk through and clip the clip those white things. And then we have a little bit of stuff left over. And so that's kind of where we're at. Now, woo, I stepped into a chipmunk hole. Now, I know G-Bear has been asking questions because he wants to help me get my solar up and running. See, I got tall too, G-Bear. I could wear a dress. I could be a soldier. I could be a sailor. Oh, and then also, John painted the floor in the shed today. So that's why all this stuff is outside here. He painted the floor in the shed, and so I'll show you what that looks like. I just have to be very careful. There it is. Beautiful gray floor. And we use porch and floor paint. And he painted around that. He's going to finish doing the touch-ups on Saturday. And then I'm thinking we're going to do the edges of the doors, the gray, because there's a possibility of weather getting in. See, in the edge of these doors too. The door frame, they're teaching me. And then there's the inside of the door, and Old Hickory left extra paint for me. So this part of the door I'll paint yellow like the outside, and the trim will be white. And that way the inside of the door matches the outside. And we've been discussing the insulation, and I can't step inside, so let me see. Yeah, there's better lighting. So we think what we're going to do, see, I got a loft up there and then a loft here in the front. And I think what we're going to do is in between each of these, we're going to have two types of insulation. One is going to be that mylar-covered bubble wrap. And we're going to do like a 1/2-inch little piece of wood down next to the studs. And then the bubble wrap is going to be stapled to that so that there is about a 1/4-inch air pocket between the outside wall and the inside bubble wrap. And then over the bubble wrap, we're going to have probably, because I don't like the fiberglass insulation. I really don't want to go there. And I know it is less expensive than this foam board, but the squirrels won't chew up the foam board like they will chew up the fiberglass insulation. So we're going to go with the foam board, and that's going to go in between, each space next to the studs. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with the roof yet. I have to be very careful when I step, or else I fall down, which is a real pain in the tush. There's the bedding that I use, and I am not affiliated with Stanley, but that's the Flock Fresh bedding that I use. And it's inexpensive. It's like $15 a bale. And one bale will do 3/4 of one of those buildings. So I've got 3 bales there because I'm going to redo the one building. I'm going to do the new building, and that goes over the dirt that you put on the floor of the building. And so that'll be happening in the next couple of days. This box is upside down, darn it. This is the shelf unit. I actually got 2 of these. And they're going to go against the back wall. Uh-oh, did I mess up my video? They're going to go against the back wall, and there's 2 of them. And that's what I'm going to be setting my solar batteries and some of the solar equipment on. And then this box, there's going to be, I think, either this one or this other one. 1 or 2 of these. These 2. These 2 are another shelf unit that's more heavier duty than this. And this will probably take up most of one side of the shed wall. And all of this stuff is going to go back in there, as well as some of the stuff that's in my storage unit in town. So, hope the chipmunks don't decide they want some bedding today. So that's where we're at now. That's what's been happening the last couple of days. Big hole in the ground. The tractor, Jim's been awesome. John has been a blessing. There's my propane tanks. The ones with the tanks with the tag on them, those are empty. I made those tags from empty cat food containers and shoelaces. And what I did was I put an E on there for empty. And when I empty the tank out, on goes a tag. It comes out here. And then a new tank goes in there. And I got 1 new tank there and 1 new tank that's waiting to be used. And I will probably run out of propane on the tank that I'm using right now, probably tonight sometime. But it is, I want to say it's close to 4 o'clock. According to the sun, it's about 4 o'clock. And you can see how well those are lined up. And unfortunately, where we put the shed, it's shadowing these. But these are what's going to be moved over there at the end, as John's going to come out and rebuild these mounts because they're kind of falling apart. But I can show you. Let's see. You see these are totally in the shadow. And I have this board sitting on top of the blue eddies underneath here. See, there's the blue eddy. And if I push that button, oh, right now it says that nothing's going in. It does show a little indication that there's a little bit of power going in. And that generator is what I've been using to charge up the Blue Eddy twice a day. It takes about an hour and a half twice a day. And my trailer is actually plugged in right there. That's kind of weird looking. There it is. Plugged in right there. And that plug, see that black, goes into the side of the trailer. And that gives a little bit of AC, mostly DC. Not enough to run the air conditioner, but it is enough to keep my Starlink and the chargers and the lights and all of that going. So, and there is a transfer pump that's going to be used to help until I get the well all the way going to get water into my trailer, because Jim hates it that I don't have running water in the trailer right now. And it is a pain in the tush. But I've learned to live with it. There's my gasoline tanks, and I think all of them are pretty much full. I use, let's see, this holds about 5 gallons, maybe 6. And I have to fill it up every other day. But what I actually do is usually when I come out at night before I start it up. When I come out in the morning to shut it off, I'll just fill it. And that way it's always filled. And then I also check the oil on it at the same time to keep an eye on the oil. So that's pretty much off-grid routine that I've been living. Let me show you what I did for my Christmas decorations. I was hoping to have a shed or a building or something right there where the tractor's actually sitting that looked like Snoopy's doghouse. And then I was going to decorate it for Christmas. But time just got away. So what I did was, all along my driveway, I found these candy canes, and they don't light up themselves. They were like $2 a piece at Wally World. And then those are solar lights. So I put a solar light. This is red and white. And then the next one is green and red and white. And then red and white. And then a green and red and white up on the corner. Way up there. You can't see right now. And then I also have them on the other side. And at night, those solar lights light up. So you can see the candy canes and the driveway. And some of these solar lights, you can either set them for white lights, or you can set them, they call it RGB, which is red, green, and blue. And they go from white, red, green, blue, white, red, green, blue. And then they just change colors, and that's just to help people see at night so they don't run over my candy canes. But that's my Christmas decorations for outside for this year. That way I have a little bit. You know, gotta have Christmas decorations, or else it just doesn't feel like Christmas, you know. And that's the fence that's been up for a little while, because there is a ditch right behind it, and I didn't want people driving off into that ditch. So that fence has been up for a little while with the flags on it. And that's to help keep people on the road, especially at night, because the driveway comes down this way and actually goes off and widens there, but we couldn't widen it out there because of the ditch. So we put that out there, and there's Floyd the flamingo. Can you see him underneath the tongue of the trailer? Now, once the shelves are up in the yellow house, all those totes and everything are going to go into the yellow house. I also have my watt cycle batteries out here. And G-Bear, does that tell you the information you've been asking for? And then also there is these tags. And there's a packing list. So I have 5 of these. I may have 6. I'm not sure if that that bottom box is also. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks like I might have 5 of them, plus the one that has the smart BMS thing in it that has not arrived yet from not the last contest I won, which is a smaller battery than those, but the 6th battery, that's the same size as the one we just looked at, is in that stack. That'll be going into the shed. It's been sitting in the shed since I got the shed. So, and then Saturday, all that stuff, or actually tomorrow, I'll be putting together the shelves, and then Saturday, John's going to come over, and we're going to put all that stuff into the shed, back into the shed, and a lot of my chicken supplies are going to go in there until I get some kind of storage thing set up in the chicken coop. So there we are. That's what's been going on. I sent you the pictures, G-Bear. I have to read your latest email because I think there was a couple of more things you asked for and I will either do a video or send it to you directly. And I appreciate your time and your willingness to help. Let me tell you, folks, I don't know what I would have done without my helpers. When I first agreed to this scheme, it's all God's idea. And I really thought I was going to have somebody out here helping do this, and that's not the way it turned out. But you know what? God is good, and his plan is always a good plan. And it's been good for me because I'm learning to trust God more. I am one of those people that goes, okay, God, I get it now. I'm going to run with it. I'll let you know when I need your help. And that is not a good way to do it. I should be praying every single minute, saying, okay, here I go. Is this it? Is this what I want? Tell me, what I should be doing. And I'm learning to do that. So, okay, everybody. I'm doing great. I'm feeling pretty good. My body's been giving me a tough time lately, but the last couple of days have been okay. If you're planning on doing this and you're in your 50s right now and you're not going to get out there until your 60s, take it from me. Make sure you have somebody to help you. Because in my 50s, I could have done all this. I mean, it wouldn't have been super easy, but my body would not have betrayed me as much as it has right now. Right now, I have to be very careful when I walk over this uneven ground so that I can stay upright. It's annoying. It really is annoying. So, there's my beautiful desert rest. That is the east. The sun comes up in that area. And the moon. And there's Jim's property. And then you can see where the sun goes down over there. And there's Blue Mountain. And there's the yellow building. And I thank everyone who's been hanging in there. God bless you all. I love you. Thank you for all the great subscriptions and comments and sending your friends. God is good. And he loves you. And I love you too. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you in the next video. Sherry from Desert Rest, Nevada, signing off.